Hello and welcome to Find Out Nation. I'm one of your hosts, Jamie.
I'm one of your hosts, Nicole.
And we're here to talk about what happens when a nation starts fucking around and finding out. I want to say one thing before we get started.
Okay.
Your child is perfect no matter what you say about her.
She will be so glad to know that you put
There
this
you
on
go.
the podcast.
Indeed.
Yes. She'll be
Indeed.
like, at least somebody thinks I'm fucking perfect. Because
At
my
least
mom
someone
said
recognizes
I was
how perfect I
mostly
am.
perfect. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yes.
All right, Nicole, how are our countdowns looking?
Oh my God. We are 157 days away from the midterms.
Oh my God, we're getting so close.
Isn't that so great?
Close.
I know.
Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Thank
we
God.
are 494 days in.
Oh, it feels so long.
I know it really does. We are an even 90 days into the war with Iran.
Well, we have news on the war with Iran, so we'll talk about that here in just a bit.
Yeah.
At least we don't have a shutdown clock anymore.
That's so true, because it's over.
So we're there.
Yeah, that's true.
Any other? Do we have golfing clock today? Do we have golfing count?
Let me look. I haven't looked at that lately. Let's see if they're actually keeping track of anything. Hold on. So for May, they only show 5 days in the month of May, which might be ish kind of true because he didn't leave the White House at all last weekend because he changed his plans. He was supposed to be gone all weekend.
Right. He didn't go to his son's wedding.
Yeah, like this shows he hasn't golfed since the weekend of the 16th, 17th of May.
Well, and to your point, he didn't go to his son's wedding.
Yes.
And didn't do anything else.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. Except, send out raging twats like always.
Like always. That's all he does. That's exactly right.
Not sleep and send out raging twats. That's it.
I know. That's because he is a raging twat.
100%. Yes.
Well, so let's talk quickly. We'll talk about the Iran war to start with, since it is one of our countdowns. So as most of you know, the Strait of Hormuz is still shut down. The blockade to Iran is still in place. We did have a couple of U.S. defensive strikes, one against some military drones that appeared menacing, I guess. They didn't actually do anything, but they posed a threat. So we shot them down. And then
Jesus Christ.
We also hit a site that was near the Strait of Hormuz, from what I'm understanding. Obviously, no one was hurt in that strike, but for a ceasefire, it feels a little weird that we're out here just shooting shit down all the time.
It's not really a ceasefire, right? Yeah,
I know. It's sort of like Israel's ceasefire with and now Israel is supposed to maintain its control over Gaza at 53%. Today, Netanyahu came out and said, we're going to control 70%. They're still bombing all the time. Like, it's just...
Yeah, bombing the shit out of Lebanon.
Yes, it's just a mess. According to officials, the U.S. and Iran did come up with an agreement. An agreement was handed over to Trump. He decides to get his entire administration into the Situation Room today for 2 hours. The
2
agreement...
hours?
Yes. And the agreement is in order to open the Strait of Hormuz so that further agreement can be reached over their nuclear weapon. Trump came out of the meeting, I guess, just a half an hour ago and said, yeah, I'm not ready to make a decision yet. I'll make them wait. Iran says if military strikes start up again, it's not going to be like last time, and we will feel it much more than we did last time. So at this point, it's literally like, I am assuming, Trump said over and over and over and over again that he is not coming up, or he's not going to accept any agreement that doesn't outlaw Iran having a nuclear weapon. My assumption is that his advisors are telling him, sir, sign this fucking deal and we'll talk about the nuclear weapons. And he's just being an obstinate toddler about it. But I'm assuming that we'll hear in the next couple of days something about the Iran war. So
you pulled everybody into the sit room for 2 fucking hours and came out with no fucking solution.
Nope.
I mean, I texted you because I'm sure you're sick of me texting you about West Wing, but I just can't. I can't quit texting you about West Wing. But
I know, it's so good.
Now that I'm watching it, I can't imagine any of these fucking clowns sitting in the Situation Room with actual fucking generals and military commanders who know what the fuck they're talking about. They know the region, they know the politics of the region, they like all the things involved. And these fucking dipshit clowns are sitting in this room with these intelligent people.
Yeah.
And having these asinine discussions.
Okay. Have you been in meetings where there's like one person there that is the dumbest person in the room?
Yes.
And they ask a question and you're just like, oh God.
Shut the fuck
Jesus.
up. Yes.
Shut
we
the
all
fuck
want to
up.
reclaim our time. Let me out of this fucking room. Yes.
And you're like, oh, you should be embarrassed. We had
Like,
one
yeah.
lady that worked for my company who she would, anytime something stopped working, she would ask our vendor. Except all our vendor does is enable things to work a certain way, and then we're the ones that control it all. We're the ones that send the APIs.
Oh, yeah.
And every time she would ask them, I'd be like, "Can you shut
Stop
up?
talking.
Like you're
Yes.
such an idiot. Why
Stop
are like
talking.
you stop talking? You
Yes.
should be embarrassed."
Yes.
That's what this reminds me of. I can only imagine like how I have got to believe Tulsi Gabbard felt that way all the time if Donald Trump or Mark Rubio or JD Vance or any of these idiots spoke up in front of these fucking generals.
Fucking Hegseth. Yeah.
Right. Or Hegseth said one of these things in front of one of these generals and sounded like the dumbest person in America.
Yeah. I'd
be so embarrassed.
It's so fucking embarrassing. It's
Yeah.
embarrassing to be a U.S. citizen and know that they're having these conversations.
No
And
shit.
I can't imagine actually sitting in the Situation Room with them
No.
and having to actually act like this is a great dialogue and I'm engaged and I'm so glad to be here and look at all of us sharing and learning and growing together. Like,
No.
what the fuck?
No. No.
What the fuck? Well, Trump sits at the table and, shits himself.
Well, because or sleeps through the whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the only thing
Which is truly probably why they came up with no plans after 2 hours, because people fell asleep.
People fell asleep, and then when they woke him up, he was like, Speaking of which, you heard that people had his medical exam this week?
That was earlier this week, right? Like a dental and a medical checkup?
They're refusing to release the results. Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's a lie, because I heard that he came out and said he aced it.
Of course he came out and aced it.
Of anybody ever, like blah, blah, blah. And now we've taken to referring to it as like his 6-month checkup, when you're only supposed to have an annual checkup. But I guess when you're 80 going on 110, that makes sense.
This is 6 hours ago from the CNN. White
God.
House breaks from precedent by not releasing Trump's medical report.
This from the same group of people who couldn't get enough of sleepy Joe Biden. And we were all rightfully pissed, because we knew that they were not being forthright with everything about his. They were cherry picking what they told us about his medical, appointments and the outcome of those medical appointments. And we fucking knew that. We could tell that by looking at him. This is the same fucking thing with Trump.
Yep.
You can tell it from looking at him.
And can I tell you, there was a picture of him standing next to RFK Jr. and RFK Jr.'s hands looked just as bad as Donald Trump's hands.
Did you see the shit with him wrestling the snakes?
No. What happened?
Girl, he was at Dr. Oz's house. There's a video of him at Dr. Oz's house, and you can hear his stupid wife, Cheryl Hines, and Dr. Oz in the background telling him to be careful. They were two fucking Florida snakes, whatever they are. They're not venomous, unfortunately. But they were on Oz's property, and he's over there like he's the fucking, what's the guy that, Steve Irwin, like he's fucking Steve Irwin trying to wrangle these fucking snakes. And he gets them, and they start like fucking biting him and shit. And you can see him doing this because they're getting themselves around to like fucking strike him and shit. And he just acts like he's
recent?
Yeah, like this week.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you gotta look up the video. It's the stupidest thing ever.
Okay.
But you can tell that he just really, really thinks he is some kind of alpha
Barney
male badass. Yes. 100%. Yeah.
The alpha male is just real in that one. Yeah.
It really is.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that journey for us. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, speaking about waste of time, by wasting 2 hours during a situation room meeting. Should we talk today about Pammy Joe and her stupid
Yes.
fucking waste of time today?
Yes, because I have not heard anything about what came out of today.
Yeah.
So yes, tell me, because I don't
So
I did see that she refused to like acknowledge or something the victims, the survivors, because I
she
guess they
did.
were in the hallway or something, but that's
They
all I've
were
seen.
in shirts, so they brought in like redacted pictures of their testimony. They were wearing them in
Oh,
shirts.
that's
My God,
amazing.
my child is driving me crazy. Yeah. So for those who've been living under a rock or haven't been watching our podcast, Pam Bondi finally decided to testify, but in a closed door interview with the House Oversight Committee. Girl, she's
Did she plead the
like,
fifth the whole time?
not the whole time. She basically doubled down that they did the best that they could, but
Oh,
that
did they?
really, Todd Blanche ran the investigation. Yeah,
Shut
girl.
the fuck up.
Yep. Todd
How
Blanche.
is she going to say with a straight face that she ran the department but is blaming her deputy?
One could ask.
How the fuck does
One
that
could
work
ask.
now?
She made it clear that Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche had overseen the process to publish the Epstein files. This is her opening statement. The bottom line is justice and transparency in this matter have been delivered at the direction of President Trump and his administration.
That's you, bitch.
That's you, my love. Hello. Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Democratic lawmakers said that Bondi told them she would not speak about the president in the interview, and consulting with a lawyer from the DOJ said that she could decline those questions. Get this, because she agreed to appear before the committee voluntarily.
They subpoenaed her. That's not voluntarily.
You were subpoenaed. You refused to come.
Yeah.
They threatened. That's correct. How in the world are you voluntarily coming?
There's nothing voluntary about this.
There's nothing voluntary about this. I mean, you've got to be fucking kidding me. It's insane.
Oh my God.
But it's all
Can't
Todd
believe it.
Blanche.
It's all Todd Blanche. Got it. It's all Todd Blanche.
Yeah.
Like, her deputy is the one that we're like, she's like, you know what? I passed this project off to him. So
I know.
if he fucked it up,
I know.
then it's on him. That's got
I
nothing to do with
delegated.
me.
Go ask
Exactly.
him.
I delegated it down.
Which, let me tell you, Democratic lawmakers are like, great, let's subpoena Blanche.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed. And so did you hear she was finally appointed a position?
No.
Okay. So we know she's recovering from cancer.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which I have lots of thoughts about this. Yes.
So she has thyroid cancer. She
Yes.
said she had a procedure. She's recovering well. Trump has now appointed her to the Presidential Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, specifically
Oh my God.
to a White House panel on artificial intelligence.
What? What possibly makes her qualified to even sit on any panel for anything?
Do you think she's even written like
No.
a co-pilot prompt?
Girl, she probably doesn't even know what the words you just said mean.
I know. But she's going to be the expert. Okay. So her thyroid cancer.
Yes.
I believe she had thyroid cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like, I know your husband had
Follicular thyroid cancer. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I felt like his was more than what she's talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Bad. Yeah. So there's 4 different types of thyroid cancer. The worst 2 to have are follicular and medullary, and he had follicular. And the beginning stage of it is the same regardless. They remove the thyroid and remove the tumor. And it's not until they like dissect the tumor that they know what cancer you have, and then that dictates your treatment. So, like, my mom also had thyroid cancer, but she didn't have to do any treatment. The removal of her thyroid and the tumor was enough. And
Oh.
she was fine. She didn't have, because thyroid cancer does not respond to beam radiation.
Oh, really?
And it does not respond to chemotherapy. So, when Jamie had to go through his radiation treatment, it was so intense because he first of all had to go on a special diet
Mm-hmm.
for like, I don't even remember how long. So the thyroid and the tumor had come out at that point, but he couldn't start medication yet because you have to go through treatment first. So your
Mm-hmm.
body's, because your thyroid regulates so much in your body, and so then when it's fucking up, you're already not feeling well, and then when they completely remove it and it's not doing what it's supposed to regulate your body, you're really jacked up. But he had to go on this special diet to rid his entire body of iodine.
I
I
remember
had
that.
this cookbook, and he couldn't eat anything out of a can. There were so many things he could not eat because either
Everything has
the
salt in
facility
it,
where
and
it would have been
everyone uses iodized
packaged would
salt.
have, yes, yeah, he couldn't have any iodized salt. He could, they use iodine to sterilize things in packaging facility, like it was crazy. And so he was on this really super restrictive diet for so many weeks before, and then he took it was a radiation capsule. The radiation was in a capsule, and Riley and I and the dog had to move out of the house for 2.5 weeks.
I remember
I
that.
had to ride in a separate car from him to the hospital. They
Mm-hmm.
literally wouldn't let me come in the room. Like, I had to hug and kiss him before he went in to take the pill. The nurses were in like full on spacesuits. They
Yeah.
hand the pill to him in tongs and place it in his palm, and he swallows it. And he had to come home and live alone for 2 weeks. He couldn't go to work. They told him, you go straight home. You don't stop at a drive-through to get food, nothing. So like, he had to come home. He slept on the floor in our basement because they told him, do not sleep in a bed, because he was literally radioactive. And they said
Yeah.
it will dissipate off of carpet and stuff much faster. It will stay in the fibers of your mattress.
Oh, God.
So do not get on a couch. Do not, you have like, so he was sleeping on the basement floor, and they said you can only pick a bathroom in your house, and you have to be the one to clean it before they can come back home. So that's why we had to stay gone for 2.5 weeks, was because we had to give the radiation time to dissipate. It was so intense. And after the first week, he could then start eating like a normal diet. And I went and got him smokehouse, and I had to drop it at the end of our driveway. Like, we couldn't get close to him because he was radioactive. Like, it was so fucking crazy. And the doctor told us later that the same radiation he took in that pill was the same radiation that was leaking when the Fukushima plant malfunctioned in Japan after the tsunami. It was the
Holy shit.
same type of radiation.
Wow.
But that's what they had to do to kill it. And so now every year he has to go in, they do blood work, they do a scan because your thyroid can grow back, which I did not know until he had his thyroid removed. So every year they do a scan, they make sure that his thyroid's not coming back, they do blood work to make sure he's not showing any signs of cancer. The fact that they're not saying anything about that for her tells me that, thankfully for her, she didn't have one of the two worst types of, she probably just had your run-of-the-mill thyroid cancer. They took her thyroid out. She's not even going to have to probably go through treatment, and she'll just and now, she's going to be like my husband, like my mom and lots of other people. She's going to be on a thyroid med for the rest of her life because she doesn't have a thyroid to regulate her body. So thankfully, but I felt like early in the week, they were making a very big deal out of Pam's got cancer. She's got thyroid, as like maybe she was going to be able to use it to get out of testifying today.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if it's not follicular or medullary, bitch, you're going to show your ass up and testify.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yeah. Like, we're blowing this way out of proportion because I had firsthand knowledge of what that was like when it's bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they weren't saying any of that stuff. So I'm like, yeah, we're just trying to blow this out of proportion.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was really interesting. I was glad she did finally testify, but I could not believe she did at one point admit that the Justice Department did make mistakes when performing their redactions. I was surprised to hear that she admitted that.
Yes, at least she admitted that.
I know. Of course, Democrats were like, this is such bullshit. They're not answering any questions, whatever. There's supposed to be a transcript that's released to lawmakers, so we'll see what we hear. But we also finally saw names start getting said on the House floor this last week. So at least like there's
That's
some
interesting.
accountability still happening, but at this
Yeah.
point, I'll be really curious to see what happens to Todd Blanche because, I mean, she very much was like, "Yep,
Oh
Todd
my
ran
God.
it. I delegated it."
That's
So
amazing.
I
I
know, I
just
loved
love
it.
this. Like, it's so typical of this administration.
Oh,
Not
isn't it?
me. Not me. I gave it to
I
somebody
know,
else to handle. This is not my fault.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about judges we love today.
Okay.
A federal judge ruled that Trump had to remove his name off of the Kennedy Center.
I heard about this. Girl, do we know he's got to just be raging the fuck out?
Uh, it okay. Let me read this to you
Okay.
because he posted on True Social.
Oh,
So
okay.
the judge ruled that uh, basically he had to remove his name off the Kennedy Center, and they can't. He blocked Trump from closing the venue for major renovations.
Oh my
Basically,
God.
U.S. District Judge Christopher Cooper in Washington, D.C. ruled that the Kennedy Center's board's March 16th vote to close the facility was ill-informed and seemingly preordained with no regard for its legal obligations. He also concluded that the board overstepped its statutory bounds by unilaterally adding Trump's name to the center. Congress gave the Kennedy Center its name, and only Congress can change it, he said. Trump responded on True Social, "Unless I am free to do what I do better than anyone else, bring this institution back physically, financially, and artistically, I have no interest in continuing what could only be a hopeless journey into Never Never Land." He's
What?
he basically his administration came out today and said we're giving the Kennedy Center back to Congress then.
Okay. But
Uh,
this is what I know. It wasn't a failing institution to begin with.
no, but no, you are correct. You are
But this
correct.
is how we portray everything as like it was a failing and crumbling until he came along and
Correct.
he's the great savior of everything. Like,
Correct.
but so is this all it takes? This is all it takes for him to be like, I don't want any part of it? Because if so, then let's start doing this across the board.
Right.
Like,
So I was delighted. So the other major
that's amazing.
I know. The other major thing that came out of a judge today for me was a judge finally voted or blocked the anti-weaponization fund
Yeah.
after the January 6th prosecutors have sued. So a separate judge who oversaw the Trump IRS case that led to the fund's creation launched an inquiry after 35 federal judges asked the court to reopen that case. So the federal judge, I can't remember what his name, there it is, Lonnie Brinkema of the Eastern District of Virginia entered the order Friday after a January 6 protesters and others sued to block the fund last week.
Wow.
I know. So I'm like, thank
This
God.
has not been a good week for Trump. What a
Well,
bad couple of days.
I know. What was the other thing
Huh.
that you had on the January 6th that the cases have been removed from the White House, right?
The Department of Justice acknowledged that they removed from its website news releases about the criminal cases related to the January 6th Capitol attack, calling the information about the prosecutions partisan propaganda. Yep.
Mark had something. He reposted something that was like, Republicans have been accusing Democrats for paying rioters and protesters for years, and now they are literally creating a fund
Yes,
to pay off
them.
rioters
That's
and
so
protesters.
true.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yep, you're not wrong.
Yeah, this says that they the documents they purged were news releases documenting the criminal charges, convictions, and sentencing. And so a journalist on Friday of last week observed on social media platform X that the Justice Department was quietly removing news releases on its website that were related to the January 6th attack, including about a Texas man who pled guilty to assault and also faced separate state charges of soliciting a minor. The department responded through its rapid response account that there was nothing quiet about it. We're proud to reverse the Justice Department's weaponization under the Biden administration. We will do everything in our power to make whole those who were persecuted for political purposes. This includes stripping the Justice Department's website of partisan propaganda. They also removed the cases against the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. Yeah.
Like, do they not consider, how do we not consider those acts of treason?
Because they were doing it on behalf of Trump.
Who, if I condemn people who do bad things no matter what.
Right.
No matter what.
Right.
Like, I don't care the reason you did it. I don't care if you do something. Like, I posted something the other day. Mark made a comment. I've said this before, so I'm not telling you anything that you don't know. Mark made a comment the other day that some of his family members, he told them, if I met you, we wouldn't be friends.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, but if I met you tomorrow and we weren't related, we wouldn't be friends.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just shocked that he would say that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, because the man's a rapist, because the man has admitted to sexual assault before, because the man absolutely embraces people who commit treason against this country, whatever the motivation. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's insane. And speaking of weaponizing the DOJ, have you heard that the DOJ is opening an investigation on E. Jean Carroll for not plagiarism, perjury?
In regards to what? How exactly did she perjure herself?
So they're opening an investigation.
Is that because he owes her like what, $83 million, and they're afraid that she's going to maybe file a claim under this weaponization fund?
So he right now, I think they have still a lawsuit outstanding. I think this is right, but don't hold me to this. So I think Trump tried to open up a defamation case against her.
Okay.
It was thrown out. They appealed it, and now a judge was getting ready to throw it out again. And they're like, please hold off on doing this. We're doing this investigation.
Oh my God.
I know.
Oh my God.
Talk about weaponizing the DOJ, for fuck's sake. You know what really makes me sad about this is that the Department of Justice has so long been revered for its lack of partisan politics.
Yeah.
It used to be something that I, as a patriot, was so proud of. Because I'm like, when Bill Clinton was impeached, like, there was no partisan politics. I'm going to go after other politicians. I'm going to use the DOJ now to investigate Linda, what's her name?
Linda Tripp. Yeah.
Tripp. And like, none of that.
Yeah. No, they assigned Ken Starr. Wasn't he the special prosecutor?
They assigned Ken Starr, and like, and like, that was always something that you could be so, I don't know, I don't want to say impressed with, but proud of. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So for now, it to be so much the other way is just really, really depressing. And it shows the lack of value and morals that these people fucking have.
Yeah. And how far we've fallen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking of how far we've fallen.
Oh God.
The other bad news for Trump this week and his cronies, the Freedom 250 concerts aren't looking good.
Okay. Can we also talk about, let's talk about this, and then I have other stuff about the Freedom 250. But yes, okay, talk. Go.
Right. So the Freedom 250 is having this great American State Fair that's running from June 25th through July 10th at the National Mall in Washington, D.C. They've organized various concerts that are going on as part of this great American State Fair. And one of the concerts, I guess, that was a really big concert was like a night from the 90s.
Okay.
And a bunch of people from the 90s were invited, including the Commodores, Martina McBride, Morris Day and the Time, Poison frontman Bret Michaels, Young MC. Oh, I love Young MC, Vanilla Ice, and half of Milli Vanilli, but the people that weren't the actual singers.
Oh my God, it's a cover band?
No. You know how Milli Vanilli didn't actually sing the songs.
Right. Yeah.
Those guys, one of them died, but
Died.
the other
Yeah.
one is still alive, and he's coming.
Oh, he's coming. So half of Milli Vanilli is coming.
Yeah, but they don't sing the songs.
No,
So
they don't. So
I
what
don't want you
exactly are
there,
they
but
going to? Yeah. What exactly is he going to sing?
what's he gonna sing by himself? But anyway, so last I heard, Martina McBride, the Commodores, Morris Day and the Time, Bret Michaels, and Young MC have all distanced themselves and bowed out of the show. Basically, Martina McBride came out and said, I was presented with an opportunity to perform at a nonpartisan event, but that turned out to be misleading. Shocker.
Oh, shocker. Yeah.
Young MC said, the artists were never told about any political involvement with the event. I'm so stunned.
Because they knew
Vanilla
they'd have
Ice
to. They didn't want to disclose it because they knew people like this would not want to be involved potentially.
Vanilla Ice is still performing. Shocking.
Of course he is.
Flo Rida has not come out and said for sure if he is or isn't performing. One of the former members of CNC Music Factory is planning to perform. And he came out saying that even though he doesn't, quote unquote, fuck with Trump, he's still going to perform because the day I let you motherfuckers tell me what to do is the day I die.
Oh, what?
I don't know. It's
no one's
okay.
telling you not to perform.
Do whatever you want to do.
Like, make your own fucking decision. Like, but you should at least, they lied to you. So you should at least be informed about who you're performing for, who it is that's actually fucking paying you, and that he's going to use you to benefit himself.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
I'm still surprised we're having a 90s concert in the first place, right?
Yeah.
And I guess there is like another nonpartisan group that's putting on a bunch of different like America 250th anniversary events. Yeah. And this group was specifically created to oppose that group.
Oh, as a rival. What I've heard. I see.
It's a rival. So yeah, so have fun at the Vanilla Ice concert.
Oh my God. Who was the Kid Rock of the 90s? Fuck me.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Like, Jesus Christ. Have you seen the photos?
Mm-mm.
Of what they're building for America 250 behind the White House on top of the pavilion that got poured over Jackie Kennedy's Rose Garden? Well, they're building up the scaffolding for the fucking UFC fight on Trump's birthday on June 20th. Yes, the cage.
Did you hear that they are also, there's a weight limit for so they decided to give away tickets to service members. They're like, hey, give away tickets to service members so that we can make sure that people come to this, because as we know, famously, things that Trump does, not a lot of attendance.
Yeah.
So they're like, give tickets to service members. But they basically said you have to fit with a certain waist size to height ratio.
What?
In order to go.
Why? Why does that fucking matter? Because Trump likes fit men. He talks about them all the time when he's around the military. He talks about how strong they are and how perfect their bodies are and all that shit.
Girl, he was on something the other day talking about some guy, and I'm like, he's so clearly gay.
Yes.
Like, if he would just embrace this.
That's my thing. Like, he's too old now, but do you know how much fucking misery and pain he could have, that other people would have not had to suffer at his hands if he could have just embraced who the fuck he was?
Yes. Yes.
Including his own
obviously
children.
Gay. He's so obviously gay, and he so obviously enjoys having sex with trans women.
Yes. Yes.
Go have sex with them.
Yes.
You can find a trans woman to have sex with, I'm sure. Maybe not now, but I'm just saying. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
it just seems so, it's so white trash. Like when I saw the big like thing where they were behind the White House, and I'm like, God, this is just.
It is white trash.
So white trash. Like
the UFC
and then
fight
on the news,
again, you used to be able to be so proud to like, and have reverence for this place. And
that's my thing. Like, yes. Like, I'm not saying that people who like UFC are white trash. That's not what
No,
I'm saying. What I'm
no.
saying is the fact that we are desecrating the White House grounds to build a fucking stage behind the White House for a fucking UFC fight because Trump gets off on showmanship of what he perceives to be strong alpha males
Yep,
is fucking trash to me.
it is.
There's a reason why these kinds of events are not done at the White House. Like,
Yeah,
it's just stupid. Like, why
yeah.
are and we're spending all this fucking money to build a fucking stage so that Dana White can come and make Trump feel like a big man on campus for one night on his fucking birthday. Like, it's so
Well,
stupid.
it's so he can watch two boys wrestle in front of him,
Exactly.
two men wrestle in front of him
Yeah.
on his birthday.
Yeah. It's so fucking weird.
I know.
It's so fucking weird.
It's a different reality because it's the president. But anyway, you and I both
Yeah.
agree, like it's insane. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we talk a minute about federal employees being asked to sign NDAs?
Yes. Yes.
So I had not read this article. I quickly did a brief while we were getting ready to go on.
Yeah.
So tell us what happened. Trump wants all federal employees to sign NDAs?
Yes. So I got this information off Federal News Network. So yes, it's saying that there is a government-wide proposal. The Office of Personnel Management on Tuesday released plans to create a standardized NDA for all federal employees in an attempt to stop government documents from being leaked to the press or otherwise made public. The NDA applies to federal information, including but not limited to internal agency operations, personnel matters, procurement processes, or any sensitive pre-decisional or deliberative material that is not currently publicly available and should not be disclosed under applicable law. Allegedly, they're saying it'll promote consistency across the government, better protect confidential information, blah, blah, blah. So it would require both current employees and any new hires at the agencies to opt in. The requirement of signing the NDA would be included in forthcoming agency job announcements. So they're saying that it's optional, but AFGE, and I'm not sure what that stands for, but their president, Everett Kelly, said, while they're saying that it would be optional for agencies to use and merely restates existing law, we know that's not true. Like, they're going to pressure the agencies to roll out the NDA and make it mandatory and then fire anybody who refuses to sign it. Obviously not hire anybody that refuses to sign it. The draft version that was published on Tuesday outlines the parameters of the legally binding agreement. Employees who sign the NDA would also agree to promptly notify their agency of any unauthorized disclosures they suspect or become aware of. And the NDAs would remain in place even after federal employees change jobs or employers, unless they were given written permission to allow for disclosures. And even then, disclosures may still contain redacted information. Violations would result in disciplinary action, including terminations or civil or criminal penalties. And so this guy was also saying, like, they need to hire lawyers.
Yeah.
Any current employees who are presented with this NDA need to immediately go to their own private lawyer so that they have a full scope of understanding of what this NDA is exactly saying they have the right to do, what they don't have the right to do, because this also falls in under their First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Because if it's not information that is detrimental to the safety of our country, you know what I'm trying to say? If it's then it's just because you're pissed that the news is finding out the shady shit you're doing, which is how you're held accountable as a fucking government in a democracy, doesn't mean you have the right to make everybody sign an NDA to shut people the fuck up.
Right.
Like, people still have their First Amendment rights. So
exactly. And there are laws, to your point, specifically against releasing information that can harm the country.
Yes.
Those already exist.
Yeah.
These NDAs are not designed to shore up those laws.
Right.
Obviously. They're there, to your point, to take away people's ability to exercise their First Amendment.
Yes. Yeah. So, and I mean, because let's not forget, like, earlier this year, the FBI raided the home of that one journalist because they didn't like the reporting that she was doing, so, and they were pissed because she got the information that she got that then led to her doing the, so anyway, so yeah, this guy was saying, like, anybody that, if enact this and start handing out NDAs, he's advising people to hire their own attorneys and have an attorney look it over. Do not go to the White House counsel's office and ask
No,
them to look it over.
no.
Go to your own attorney, have them look it over so that you clearly understand what you're signing before you sign it. And you can make an informed decision of either you refuse to sign it and let them fire you, or you quit on the
Yeah.
spot because you don't want to sign it.
Yeah. In all fairness, like I absolutely would expect everyone to go to their personal
Yes.
lawyer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you imagine your company
Mm-mm.
coming to you and being like, I need you to sign an NDA? I'd be like, shut the fuck up.
I would too. I'd be like, I'm sorry, what are we doing here that's a point of national security? That all of
Indeed.
a sudden I'm so fucking important, you need me to sign an NDA.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I would say, I'm going to call, like I totally would call my lawyer, who I don't even know if she could do it. And it could, you know what I mean? Like she'd
Yeah.
probably transfer me to somebody else, but whatever. Like I'd still call her.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd be like, my
that's just-
batshit company just came to me and wants me
yeah,
to sign this fucking
that's
NDA.
exactly it. My batshit company just came to me, and yeah, that's crazy. Okay. I hadn't heard this one either, but you came to me about
Oh.
the Board of Peace
Oh, yeah.
has no money.
Has no money. I got this from the Jerusalem Post reporting. So the fund
That does not sound legitimate. Did we do a secondary validation on it?
No, I didn't. I chose that because it wasn't CNN. You look it up. Jerusalem Post
Okay.
is a legit thing. The Jerusalem Post.
Okay.
I promise.
All right,
It's
tell
ran
us
by
what
Netanyahu.
happened.
No, I'm just kidding. Did you hear what I said? That I said it was ran by Netanyahu. Okay, so
It
this
doesn't surprise
says that the fund set up by the World Bank for Trump's Board of Peace has received no funding, despite pledges totaling $17 billion from the U.S. and other world leaders,
girl.
according to the Financial Times on Wednesday.
Yeah. Financial Times is definitely
Yeah.
reporting it. The New Republic's reporting
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Okay.
So
you're off the hook.
okay, thanks. So $0 have been deposited, according to one source. The board has received donations, but they've been deposited directly via its JP Morgan account, according to the board's spokesperson. A number of options were established to receive funding, a Board of Peace official told the Financial Times. At this point, contributors have opted to use other options. The JP Morgan account is under no obligation to report its financial position to contributors and board members, unlike the World Bank. The Board of Peace responded to the article on X saying, this article tries desperately to sow doubt about the commitment of the U.S. and partners to the Board of Peace. They cite just one of many funding mechanisms that to date has not been utilized by the donor community. They do, however, acknowledge that Board of Peace is being funded through other mechanisms. In typical form, they included this in the top of the story, but then proceeded with the narrative they wanted to push all along. The Board of Peace is committed to reporting its financials to its own executive board at a time deemed appropriate, in air quotes.
Well,
Morocco's contributed 20 million. 100 million from the UAE. 1.2 billion of aid spending for projects on the board's agenda was supposed to be reallocated, but the funds haven't been spent yet. None of the money is being managed by the Board of Peace. By their board.
Huh.
Like all this money has gone. The State Department wants to provide about $50 million directly to the board, but that's not been distributed, with officials assuring Congress that the board will not be able to use the funds without the systems necessary to receive U.S. funds in place, allegedly. So
the board has this JP Morgan account, or does
Uh-huh.
Trump have a JP Morgan account?
Well, so that's the thing. Nobody knows who's actually running the JP Morgan account because they don't have to disclose anything. So when these people donate the money, they get to decide the mechanism in which they're doing it and where the funds are going. So they're not going to the actual World Bank, which does have to disclose and does have to be forthright in where they're choosing to put the money in the JP Morgan account.
And we have no idea how much is
We
in
have
the
no
JP
idea.
Morgan account because there's no.
No, they know that there is roughly 17 billion that's been pledged, but nobody knows how much is actually in there.
Well,
and nobody
I bet someone
knows.
does.
Yes, and nobody is saying who is in charge of it. Yeah, so when this is also saying that, Trump originally laid out a plan with multiple phases calling for the disarmament of Hamas, the withdrawal of Israeli forces, and the reconstruction of Gaza. However, no progress has been made on any of those objectives, adding that two people familiar with Gaza planning said not $1 has been deployed for Gaza reconstruction, which was the whole point of the Board of Peace.
Well, in all fairness, Netanyahu's still bombing Gaza. So at the end of the day, I don't know that we want to rebuild something that He's
Yeah,
just
the
going to
Board of
bomb
Peace.
again.
Yeah, the Board of Peace's spokesperson said that there is no system in place to handle the flow of services and goods that are imagined as part of the plan.
Oh God. I love it. Like,
Yeah.
at least open a goddamn QuickBooks account. You know what I'm saying? Like, is someone doing something?
Well, because at this point, I'm like, is this just another part of the grift?
We know it's another part
Yeah.
of the graph.
That
We
he's just going to come
know
out and be
it.
like, oh, sorry, guys, the Board of Peace kind of fell apart. But guess what? I run the JP Morgan account. So thanks for all
That's
that.
right. Well, and it's going to be, his kids buy a company that,
Yes.
I don't know, build roller coasters in
Yeah.
Gaza, and they're going to get $17 billion to do it. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck? We know it's a grift. We know it.
This, I just remembered this too. Not to backtrack, but, and I'll just say this really quick. When we were talking about the America 250 stuff, did you hear about the fucking sculptures in Washington, D.C. that they're
No.
being overlaid in gold fucking leaf? Girl, we're spending taxpayer dollars to put gold leaf on the fucking statues in Washington, D.C.
Have you seen the show Chaos on Netflix?
No.
It's what would happen if Greek gods lived in our timeline.
In our times.
And Jeff Goldblum basically plays, who's the head god?
Zeus?
He plays Zeus.
Okay.
And can I tell you that this is the crazy kind of shit that he does?
God.
It's so, like, if you get a chance, like,
I'll have to check it out
because it's unbelievable. Like, I would literally believe that is a sentence from The Onion had I not honestly believed that this is a possibility now, that we're gold leafing statues.
We're gold leafing the statues. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, why the fuck not?
Right. Gas is $6 a gallon.
Right. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Right. And
people can't afford groceries and whatever.
But Trump doesn't care about any of that.
That's right. Or the midterms. He said that this week too.
Right. Which he said out loud.
Yes.
Let them eat cake.
Exactly. Yes. We're just going to start calling him Marie.
That's an insult to Marie Antoinette. Because that bitch never said that. Who else can we call him? I don't know. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
Oh, God. We're in the worst timeline. Okay.
We really are.
Nicole, do you have anything else on your list?
No, the only other thing I had was about the pending lawsuit over the Arc de Trump, but we can talk about that next week. I'll move it to next week. Because I do think we should talk about it because of who has brought the lawsuit. I think that's important, but we'll talk about it next week. We don't need to talk about it tonight.
I'll do some research because that was another one that I didn't have on my list. And I thought I captured all the ones that you had on your list. So I'll put it on my list and I'll research it so that next week we can have an intelligent conversation about it.
That's really fine. Okay.
Awesome.
Are you ready for your happy
ending?
Okay. Your happy ending today is coming out of Massachusetts, out of a town called...
Did you notice I did it again?
You did. I love it.
My hand picture for all of our viewers.
I mean, it kind of fits that's just part of our happy ending.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
No, it's
happy
fine.
ending. I'm with it.
Coming out of Massachusetts, there is a woman named Madison that has her own ice cream truck. It's called Maddie's Ice Cream and More. And
I already love it, and I hate ice cream, but I already love this.
Which is so bizarre because I would fucking bathe in ice cream. I can't get enough of it. I eat it year round. I fucking love it.
I married a man that is exactly the same thing. Like, to your point, if he could live on ice cream alone.
Yes. Oh my God, I fucking love it.
It's too cold. Why do you need something that I'm always cold anyway? It's 74 degrees and I know,
and I have a hoodie on. I know.
Sweater on.
But it doesn't. There's nothing better to me than to be like all bundled up and I'm eating a fucking fat ass bowl of ice cream. I love it so much. And my body doesn't even really process that dairy very well. I don't care. I'll take the stomach issues and everything else. I don't fucking care.
Like, I can't process dairy very well. I can't do sugar. Like, all of it is bad. All of it's bad. Okay, but anyway, but I love Maddie and her ice cream truck. I'm down for this.
Yes. So she goes around the city of Gardner, Massachusetts, obviously with her ice cream truck. So there was a little kid that came up to the truck and he was crying because he had no dollars to buy ice cream. And there's a video of it where, because she's got a video that plays inside the truck when that's recording while she's doing it. And the other woman that's in the truck with her, she turns around and she says, "What did he say?" Because he's crying. And she said, "He says he has no dollars." And so she scoops him a scoop of ice cream and puts sprinkles and whipped cream and stuff on it. And she says to him, "No one comes to the truck and doesn't get ice cream just because you don't have any dollars." Like that, like, no, you can always come to the truck and you can always get a scoop of ice cream. So that video went viral when it was shared on Instagram. So then people started commenting about how they wanted to donate money for other kids who don't have money, who don't have dollars for the ice cream. So she put up a product on her website called the No More Tears Fund, and then launched a line of merch where the proceeds from the merch also go to this fund specifically to help pay for little kids who don't have money for the ice cream truck. So the viral video has been shared over 9 million times.
How have I not seen this? I feel
know.
like all I do is crap and watch videos. How, like, this is the life of being on a GLP-1. I crap and watch videos. How have I not seen this fucking video?
And she was speaking with the Today Show and said she empathizes with every child who comes up to the ice cream truck. She was on the Today Show.
She was on the Today Show? How?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She said, "The world is getting so scary. I have 3 daughters and nieces and nephews, and I want them to have a bright future. And I just feel like if I start something so small, they can see kindness, pay it forward, and it spreads."
So I was watching the Daily Show, and who's hang on. Ronnie Chang. So Ronnie Chang was there. There was a video of him like 2 days ago, and they're like, "How do you control your rage?" He's like, "I'm a stand-up comedian, so I monetize it by making fun of it," which I thought was funny.
Yes.
But then he was like, "Here's the reality. I go not door to door, but I go city to city, and I meet all sorts of people, whether they agree with me or don't agree with me, and people in the world are good. People in the world are good.
Yeah.
People are nice. People want to do the right thing for each other. But we're all facing the internet. And that's where the asylum is. Like, we're all watching.
That's a really good,
the asylum and evaluating our world on that view. And I'm like, that's so true that, like, there's no way a comment section on some of the comments that you read, that person would ever say that in real life.
Right.
I don't think.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what I've always said about Trump. Like, the shit that he says online is because he didn't get punched in the mouth enough as a kid. Because the reality is, if you had said some of this shit to people's faces, you get punched in the fucking mouth for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
but then he got elevated high enough that people no longer
now
could punch him in the fucking face.
Yes.
And now it's emboldening his followers to believe that, oh, now I can say the thing.
Yes.
Which I think is just, anyway.
It's just brought out the worst in people.
It's brought out the fucking worst in people.
Yes.
But to your point, I have to say that, like, I really, like, I love hearing about that.
Yeah.
And it's awesome to see something that simple. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I made a website. I put a product out there that's like $1. Whoever wants to donate, and it's going to go to pay for little kids. Like, it literally is that simple. Like, and this is where AI could really change the world. Like, I'm going to go on a soapbox. I better not. Let's just say that, like, there are so many opportunities out there that have been untapped because it's been out of reach for people to be able to do those things. This is like, oh, I can do this thing. I can give kids free ice cream when they need it. And like, how fucking cool is that? So,
yeah. No, I agree.
I hope her ice cream truck is constantly packed with people.
Me too. And then she's got so much money coming in that, like, she never has to lose a dime of her own money because so many people are donating for the little kids that don't have any money.
Right. And I got to tell you, like Mark, I can see how people get, like, sucked in. Mark is now a school bus driver, and he buys them stuff all the time. And
Yeah.
it's just, your heart breaks for some of these kids and what they go
Yeah.
through and what they have to
Yeah.
deal with and whatever.
And I think
So
that for me is what is sometimes so hard about the decisions that the people in our government make when it comes to things like SNAP benefits. And like, again, I could get on a soapbox about it, but I'm like, did you never struggle as a kid? Because we did. Like,
yeah,
I can remember being on government cheese. Like, I remember that. We had one fucking car when I was growing up. Like,
yeah.
anyway, like,
So,
did you never struggle? Did you not know anyone that struggled?
or
Do
know
you not
anyone.
know anyone
Exactly.
now that struggles? Like,
Right.
how do you make these life altering decisions for other people with no conscience?
How do you decide to apply gold leaf to our
Yes.
statues and not extend SNAP benefits and Obamacare deductions for people who actually need it?
Yeah.
Like how do you, and this is why
Yeah.
it's a values issue.
Yes. 100%.
You are supporting an entire government. It's not just one person.
Right.
You're supporting an entire government that is choosing this over this.
Yeah.
And that says more about your morals and values than anything else that you and I can talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you're refusing to have a free school lunch program.
Right.
But you're having all the money in the world for a UFC fight at the White House.
Exactly correct. Exactly correct. So at the end of the day, this is why we wouldn't be friends if I met you out. If we weren't related, I wouldn't be friends with you. This is why.
Yeah. Because it's a huge difference in morals.
It's a huge difference in morals and values. And it's just devastating to me that you would pick that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
With that said, just remember that as you're watching this shit online, you're watching the asylum.
That's such a good way to put it. Yeah.
Right. The reason these videos go fucking viral is because it's like one glimpse of hope and light in such a large vacuum of insanity. So anyway.
Yes. So true.
All right. With that said, hopefully you guys all have a fabulous weekend. I am going to try and get this out tomorrow morning. Luckily, I think I only have one thing that I need to edit out, which I am super stoked about, even though, yes, now the dog's barking, but that's okay. Betty just wanted to make sure she made her appearance on the podcast.
Exactly.
Indeed. With that said, we should say goodnight. I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. We love you. Try and stay sane.
Yes.
We'll see you next week. Bye.
Yes. Bye.